Hey, welcome to the Monday show, or the Monday panel, should I say, where we just chat random crap and make models, whatever we happen to be working on. John's looking very studious there with his glasses on, and he's on mute.
Yep, he's still muted.
I'm painting stuff.
How are we all?
Pretty good.
Don't complain.
As you can see, we've got no Mr. Morris and Mal today because they are both busy. I call it a lack of moral fibre, but there we go. How are you, Tim? You're playing with your camera.
And he's also muted.
I am. I'm well. Just setting this up. I was a little late getting in, so it's all right. There we go.
Excellent.
Crap.
Here we go. Not sure what's happened to Wait Rose. I'm sure he'll be along when he's ready. So I spent the morning spraying, so I was just checking it. Yeah. What are we all up to today?
Well, it's been quite warm here today, so I haven't been out in the shed. But, that's all right now. Got the fan on. It's all good. That'll do.
Yeah.
So I've been painting the... Well, you can't see much. Can't see at all. Let me change my camera and I'll show you what I've been doing. So this is the Italy 148 scale Navia Tornado. So it's just, that's obviously the cockpit floor section. And when you're down here, there are other bits and bobs. They're all sprayed. They were I went for the recommended thing from whatever the internet recommended, or Google AI or whatever it was, and it turns out to be completely wrong. So I went back and just looked at some photos when I had a look at an actual one, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll just do it what I thought in the first place. And yeah, so it's so it's a greenish sort of floor. So that's just the first coat. It's like an olive. That's a grey olive, I think. What have I gone for? Yellow olive, in fact. So once that's done, then these pop in. Now, the main sort of Gucci bit about this is when that all goes together, you see the center aisle for the weapon systems officer.
Yeah.
That there. It's fairly crap. It's fairly ordinary. This is the Italy kit. Now, I've been told that this isn't as detailed as a Rebel kit, but the Rebel kit's a bit of a dog to put together. Anyway, that's all good. That's all fine. You know, and then you put in the instrument combing and blah, blah, blah. But what I do with this upgrade kit, I chop all that away and replace it with that, which is, as you can see, I think it's a lot more
detailed.
A lot more detailed. I think if I focus that there.
Mm-hmm.
Focus, come on, focus.
You're too close to the camera, I think.
Focus.
There we go.
Hey. Well, you get the idea. Close enough. Yeah. That'll be a lot nicer. And I had, in fact, I still have. This is a Kits World 3D printed instruments and yada yada.
Yeah,
and they're okay, but they really don't fit this kit. I've used them on a previous build I did of a 2 squadron thing a few months ago. So I went back and bought the. This is the Quinta Studios one for the Italy kit, and I think you can see, you can make up your own mind, but I think the Quinta one is a lot nicer. More raised detail and everything else, and it's got a shine on the analog instruments and stuff like that in the screen. So that's pretty Gucci. So they'll go down all right, because I had to shave off all the detail. These kits have no decals, for instance, for the instruments. So it was basically shave it all away, start again with these. So that's the next step once the floor's done.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been plugging away with and loving every moment of it.
Excellent.
Oh, and I have a seatbelt set as well. When I get around to that, I'll stay with the Kids World one, because I don't see the point in an extra $25 for the Quinta Studios one.
Yeah.
Because that fitted the seat, not the instrument combing was the only problem there. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Excellent. What are you working on, Tim?
I didn't really know what I wanted to work on today, so I had a dig around in my cupboard and I found an old Space Marine that I'd painted like probably 9 years ago or something. And like I still had mold lines and stuff like on the backpack and across the top of the helmet. So I just took those off with a hobby knife. But I think I'll just give this guy a lick of paint in the same scheme and stuff. But yeah, a bit more of a vibrant red and be a bit neater and smarter with light placement and such. But yeah, I'll just give this guy a touch up.
Is that a Blood Angel?
Similar. This was a chapter that they made for the Dawn of War video games called the Blood Ravens.
Right.
And they're something of a fan favorite now. So yeah, in the more recent stuff, rather than this darker red, they're more of a little bit closer to that Blood Angels vibrant red. But yeah, they've got these kind of like bone color or bony white rather than just red, black, gold of the Blood Angels. So yeah, so I'll just give him a bit of a spruce up.
Right.
Make him shiny. Cool. Shall we go through the chat?
Why not?
I seem to be shrinking. Hang on. No, that's not really helped. Must be the camera. There we go. Cool. Right, let's go through the chat. JT says, first on deck, hello all. It wasn't because modders came in later. So if I scroll back to the top, because I got to give credit where it's due. At 26 minutes past 8 last night, GM says, oh, look, I'm first. Julian, where art thou be? There we go. So, yeah. Because I've been on since 7:30 this morning, or I switched it on at 7:30 this morning. JT
says, it's good to be the king, which is an unlikely thing for an American to say.
I'm not saying nothing. No, you're not. I was here more than 15 hours ago, JT. So there.
Tiff says, good morning, folks. Hope all are well. Please don't forget to lube up before sliding into the chat. Thank you.
Philip Page says, hi, guys and girls.
Hello.
JT says, I have Major Tom playing. I love the song and the video was amazing.
Yeah. PT says, take two. Greetings all. Hello. Ooh, yours is very bright and colourful, John.
That's what she said. Julian says, good morning, JT, Tiff, GM, Philip, Paul. Hope you and Daphne are okay.
Ian says, happy Monday all.
Hello. Joe says, good morning, afternoon, evening. Glad you all survived the weekend and hope all are feeling well today. We are. Thank you.
Scott's in. He says, g'day, everyone.
Hello, Scott.
Sorry, trying to find. There we go.
Bob's in. He says, good morrow all.
Good morning, Bob. And he also says, apologies to Julian. I almost poached a parrot yesterday morning. Forgot to turn the heating off overnight. Poor thing was panting. So I have extra heat, not stolen from you. Honest.
Julian says, prawn Pringles, Mikey. Afternoon, Tiff. Evening, Tim. And yeah, g'day.
All right, Julian. Yeah. I said tag Julian in a YouTube short yesterday on Facebook. And it's, Olympic divers and stuff like that. It's one of them, but it's a disabled guy that can't move in an electric wheelchair. and they take him up to the edge of the diving board in the electric wheelchair, and then throw him off into the water, and they mark him on how he lands in the water.
We
And
used to do that to
Julian,
make sure we had a good harvest.
Yeah, I said to Julian, new sport for you there.
Yeah. Well, new sport for us. He's just merely a spectator.
Yeah.
Who's up? Me?
You.
Yes.
Right. Duke says, "G'day, all you beautiful people."
Jim's in. He says, "Greetings to all of the Jeez, I cannot read today. Greetings to all the usual suspects in chat."
Do you need glasses, Tim?
No, I've just been. Yeah, you got to forgive me. My brain is fried. I just watched the Minecraft movie, so.
You're probably surprised you're not asleep. Jim says, "Hello to all on screen." Hello, Jim.
JT says, "How are my two favourite Australians today?" I don't know. I'll ask him when I get hold of him.
Matt says, "Hi all."
Hi all. Nick says, "Mystery Box Nick is listening. Afternoon all." Hello.
Always watching Wazowski.
In his fishnets and tutu in his dungeon. Is that it? Or...
No, there's still more. Hang on.
Hobby Time says, "I know what Nick's favourite song is. It's a Mystery by Toya Wilcox. A Welsh chick.
Who that is.
She's Welsh. You should know her.
I don't know every Welsh person.
She's
Do you know every Australian?
I know the good ones. Like, Danny Minogue, Kylie Minogue. That's about all. No, she's married to a guitarist.
Flying Dutchman's in. It says, "Hello, all you magnificent modelling maniacs."
Hello.
Hello.
Aussie Ian's in. He says, "Evening all." Hello, Aussie Ian.
Ahoy.
And then...
Oh, okay. And JT says, "There's Bonnie Tyler, Welsh. I need a hero." Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, and Hobby Time's in saying hello to people. Cool. Right. Let's crack on.
Yes.
Let's
down to the desk. I had a good long natter with Malcolm last night.
Oh,
I think we finished talking about 11:45 last night. It was fun. We were creating him an AI character.
So the better-looking Marlies has sent me an image, the Scouts thing, Victorian Scouts. So they have where he is, Hume District, which is at the top end of Melbourne suburbs. The Down in Derby.
Down in Derby sounds like down and dirty.
Yeah, it could be. But like that. So that you got that old man there, but he's holding his Scout sort of car entry thing from last week, which is a Spitfire. Isn't that very nice? Doesn't say whether he won or not. I don't know. I haven't asked.
Oh, Timmy, your camera's gone. Aussie Ian says, Toya is married to Robert Fripp from King Crimson. Don't know.
There we go. Thank you.
Bet Lucky Marley says, "Good day to my friends and family. Hello to all in chat." Hello, Paul.
He just sprung me showing his ugly mug.
PT says,
sorry, I jumped.
PT says, "John, Toya Wilcox, and Robert Fripp."
Thank you very much.
Bob says, "Not to mention Jem, but she's from the valley, so probably doesn't count for North people." Hey, they count more than the Southerners. Julian says, "Toya Wilcox was born in Birmingham. She's not Welsh."
There you go. I didn't know that.
Yeah. JT says, "John brings back memories." Traumatic memories, I imagine, if it's John bringing them back. Okay, so
Alrighty. So I'm up to step 58 and 59.
I don't know what step I'm up to. I'm trying to remember.
I'm going to turn this world inside. Oh, I'm singing Toy
Oh.
Wilcox now.
No.
Hello, Gary.
Morning,
Hey,
Oh, crikey.
Rich.
Hello.
afternoon, whatever it is. How you doing?
Good.
See, 58.
How was the summer?
Oh, absolutely epic. Absolutely awesome. I've been buzzing ever since seeing it. Absolutely incredible. Really, really good fun. Really good fun. Last bout was between the two Yokozuna, who are like the two top ranked sumo in the world. I mean, they are the two very best sumo, and that was the last bout. It was really good. I mean, the whole thing was superb fun. Really good.
Yeah, I was watching the live stream. It looked awesome.
Oh, just superb, and just and also the knowledge of the people. You know that they had a really good commentators and guys introducing to sort of help build up the spirit. So at the opening, there's a ceremony that both the Yokozuna, the top ranked guys, do to purify the dojo, the fighting ring, and to bring good luck. And originally it was to bring a good harvest and things like that, because it's got this sort of benefit. But they do this sort of ritual stamping, and every time they stamp, you're supposed to shout "Yojo," and so like the whole of like 6,000-7,000 people thought, "Hey, we get to join in," and it was just so noisy. It's brilliant. Apparently, they really love doing it. So, I hope it's not another 34 years before they come back. They're looking at doing a basho in Paris in the very near future as well, and they're trying to take it out a bit more worldwide. But if they can come back and do a proper 15-day tournament, I said to Maria, I'm remortgaging the house to go every day. I've had such a buzz out of this watching them. It was just incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Is it just the last round where the umpire has the ceremonial? He keeps like a dagger on him.
Oh, well, that's every round is exactly the same, right? For every single round, the guy has a ceremonial dagger, and he has like a wooden paddle.
The
thing
paddle and stuff.
Signal things. And for the top ranked matches where there's a lot of sponsorship goes into each individual bout, then he presents the envelopes with the cash extra prize using that as well. But it's they all have that same outfit. They all have silk slippers because they're a certain level of umpire. It's so much sort of tradition and thing, and the respect that the fighters have for the ring and for the whole process is really lovely to see. You know, it is literally a way of life for them. You know, they join a stable at sort of 15, 16 years old, and they stay there till the end of their career. The oldest guy fighting this weekend was 41. He's been fighting 21 years for this particular stable. He's there, and he won his match as well, which is and he's not missed one bout, not just one tournament. He's not missed a single bout in 21 years. So six bouts a year, tournaments a year, 15 bouts in each tournament, and he's never missed one in 21 years. Absolutely stunning.
The training regime's insane. It's like they wake up, and before they eat anything, they get like a 5-hour training session in, and then sit down and just smash 7,000 calories. Like
absolutely, that's it. People
insane.
think they're just fat blokes who just shove each other, but some of these, a couple of game matches, Ura, one of the guys, literally lifted his opponent clear off the ground.
Oh,
and carried him out of the ring. Yes.
Yeah,
When the guy weighs 180 kilos, and he's wriggling,
yeah.
that's quite a lift.
There was
That's
one of them
quite a
though,
lift.
like he's a smaller guy, and he got under him,
Yeah.
and the guy sort of overbalanced, and he went over, and then just like exploded up through the hips, and basically like Samoan dropped him.
Yeah.
On his back. It was, yeah, it's wild stuff. But
Yeah.
you know, the thing about people just thinking they're fat guys, it's like there's a reason why you watch college football, you watch NFL, all those linemen wear massive prophylactic knee braces because of like the amount of damage on the knee. And those guys, like they can go 20 years without serious injuries because of the amount of like mobility training they do through their hips, knees, ankles. It's their conditioning is mental.
Well, you know those ritual stomps that they do, Gary?
Yes.
When they're doing their morning training, they do at least 180 of them in the first hour.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Well, they've got to. It's something, and each of them does it when they come into the ring for the first time, and to do their bout, they go through this whole cleansing and purification thing. But it's just at the beginning of the day, the two yokozuna do it with their full regalia on, and the guy to the side with a sword, and another guy to the other side with a broom, and it's all like the symbolism of it is just incredible. But the atmosphere especially in the last 3 rounds, the atmosphere was absolutely buzzing. It was amazing.
I was watching a few YouTube videos and stuff about it, and people going to stay with him and things like that. And there's one where they let him stay with them for 24 hours, and they're doing the gym session in the afternoon, and they're doing the weighted squats, and they're doing like 160 kilos on their shoulders, and they're squatting with it. It's ridiculous.
And quite a lot of them weigh 160 kilos as well, so their thighs are pushing up way over 300 kilos.
Yeah, well, their average is, I think their average weight is between 300 and 400 pounds, isn't it?
Yeah, they're big boys, but
some of them go 600.
There's a lot of body fat. There's also an incredible amount of muscle underneath. But some of the newer Rishi, like Wakataka Kage and his brother, they're much more massive upper body build, and they tend to be a bit lighter, so they're a bit more sort of lively and a bit more a different style of sumo rather than just the sort of. Actually, there's a couple of Hawaiian guys back in the day where one of them's nickname was Dump Truck.
Yeah.
Because he was like a massive Toyota dump truck. You know, he was Konishiki. He was a Hawaiian guy.
Yeah. He ended up being.
He was just vast. He was just vast. But he didn't win he did go very high. I think he may become Yokozuna. But there were still people who could beat him by working on the fact, well, once he gets going, if you can survive that first hit, you're much more mobile than he is. And once he gets going, it's difficult for him to stop. You know, he used to get thrown out the ring when he got defeated. It tended to be a throw out.
Well, that's why they don't match people by weight, do they? They match them by rank.
No. There's absolutely no weight classes at all. Yesterday, one guy was fighting someone who was more than 50% heavier than him.
Yeah.
So he was like about 110 kilos, and his opponent was about 180.
Yeah.
And he actually did fight really, really well. He actually lost his footing, which is why he lost the bout. But he was fighting really well, and he has beaten other people in the week much bigger than him. So there's a lot of style and a lot of, as you say, discipline and training and all that goes into it, rather than just two big fat boats pushing each other. And some of them are really aggressive. So one of them came out like that, slapping his opponent. You're allowed to slap them. You can't punch them, but you can slap them. But, you know, you see the size of their hands. You think that's smacking you around the side of the head. You're going to feel it. That's going to hurt. That's going to sting. You know. Yeah. Other guys pushing up the other guy's throat, which is throat hold is quite legal.
Some
But
of them
most
get
of it,
slapped that hard, it knocks them out, doesn't it?
it can do. Yeah, I mean, these are, as I say, beefy boys.
I was watching one where this American strongman, and he's an ex-NFL player, he goes and stays with them. And when they did, he won the fight against the guy he was in the stables. But he had to stop after the first bout because they impacted that hard that he gave himself whiplash.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's one with Eddie Hall where he went up against the former British champion, and the British champion went to pick him up, and Eddie Hall moved, and it snapped his bicep.
Oh yeah.
And Eddie stopped the cameras because he actually heard the bicep snap, and he was worried about him.
Yeah, these are tough boys. These are hard men. But you know, as I say, there's a lot of these sports. There's a lot of respect, and there's a lot of symbolism and a lot of history that they abide by and they live by. They literally live by it because they live there. That's their lives for their fighting career, pretty much.
Well, that's one thing I noticed, because when you watch videos of them and in their stables and things like that, they are so. It's really the way they behave is really. You can tell that it's deep. It's really spiritual to them and things like that.
Absolutely. Yes.
They're really respectful of everything. But then you watch. I'm not criticizing any of the YouTubers, but you watch the YouTubers when they go and have a go at it. They're just pissing around all the time. Yeah. And it's like, because I think that's the mistake I made, because I watched like the Eddie Hall videos and a couple others and stuff like that. But before I did that, I watched all the ones just focusing on the documentaries about the sumo.
Yeah.
And so by the time I come to like the Eddie Hall ones and all the other YouTube ones, I thought, you're being really disrespectful the way you behave. Yeah. It's funny, but it's disrespectful and it's not right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It is, you know, at the end of the day, that they have like the grand tournament winner.
Yeah.
But they also have a fighting spirit award. So award goes to someone who showed the best fighting spirit over the 5 days. You know, and that can go to anyone. That could go to the smallest guy who just is not going to give up and keeps going back, you know.
Yeah.
There's a technique award, and there was a audience vote award. You know, so there's other awards around the thing rather than just who won the most bouts, sort of thing.
Jim says, Bobby, good day. Everything in Oz gets cooked. I think the parrots are used to it. No worries about the car. It's whenever you're good for working on it. There you go. Paul Marley says, I didn't win. Only the scouts got points, but that Merlin was a rocket.
Oh, very good.
Did you not bash the kids out of the way and say, it's my competition? I won.
Yeah, and slap them when he walked into the ring. And no. He has a working with children's card. He takes it seriously. Thank you.
Jim says, a hearty, happy greetings, Mr. Evans.
Hello.
PT says, King Crimson was brilliant. Still got an original LP. Okay.
There you go.
Bob says, I suddenly feel old. Just checked. Gem released they over 2 decades ago. Oh, come on. Sit in the bloody...
There you go. Ian says, it's probably Tora, maybe? Tora Wilcox narrated the kids' show Brum. It was a little pedal car that toured the local area on its own.
Yes, I remember that show.
I remember Brum. It was little a Dixie, an Austin Dixie, the first mass-produced car that had all the pedals and all the controls, indicator stalk and everything in the place that we know where they are now. First car to standardise that.
Jim says, question, did you win any of the matches you participated in, Gary? It's a bit hard. No. JT says, Got supplies for my West German Fletcher class conversion. The modernizations all seem similar. The US still owned the destroyers, but the West German Bundesmarine bought them. Okay. Bob says, Ian Ellison, the local kids around here are confused. I have a Doctor Who car, Bessie, but they think it's Brum.
Ah, awesome.
JT says, Commander Evans, that'll do it. Laugh out loud, Karen's a side seat typer. Joe says, I smashed 7,000 calories too on Saturday, 19 beers.
Oh.
Well done.
Jim says, an interesting wrestling match would be Mikey versus Timmy. No, because Timmy would dwarf me.
Yeah,
I'm only 5'11".
I'm undefeated in mess deck rumbles.
We used to do the ones where you have to get in the press up position and try and smack each other's arms from under each other. And try and drop the other person. GM says, Bobby, a friend, has a 1927 Chevrolet. The running board's great fun climbing along the boards, over the bonnet, back along the other side, then climb back in while driving. Okay.
Well,
She says, Lloyd George, a.k.a. the Welsh Wizard, wasn't Welsh either. His parents were. Born in Manchester but brought up in life in North Wales. You could argue he was Welsh by parentage or not by where. Yeah. JT says, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, a Kennedy by assimilation. Joel, think I sweated that many calories on Saturday in the heat. Julian, fascinating information regarding Lloyd George, a very interesting character, British political history. Yeah, I remember going to his house when we were kids because it's a museum now. Joe says, geez, JT, I read that a Kennedy by assassination. MG, sorry.
To be fair, I read it as assassination first too.
Yeah. Lloyd George was the last Welsh Prime Minister as well. JT says, Joe, he was married to Maria Shriver. Whatever happened to her? I don't know. Dogsaurus, good afternoon,
he had
people.
to let her go. I don't know. C26.
Yeah. Julian says, not just you, Joe. Lol. Joe says, JT, I know, just need another cup of coffee. Dogsaurus says, coffee, yes, please.
Lots of people wanting coffee.
Yeah. Joe says, Shriver is a journalist and an author, like us. Julian says, JT, Arnie and Maria divorced in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Joe says, best fighting spirit goes to Julian. Hail to the king. JT says, there was Gem and the holograms. It was a Marvel cartoon like G.I. Joe and Transformers. Julian says, Scrub's mental image of Mikey and Tim wrestling from his mind.
Now it's in my
says,
mind.
Dogsaurus. Oh. It is a scary thought. Right. Apparently, I've got to do the aerials now.
Two things that happen. I hit you, you hit the floor.
Oh, I've punched people for less.
You're assuming that
exactly.
I'll be able to get up off the floor to actually do the fight. I like these assumptions. I see you are a dreamer too. Duke says, just another mention for the Aussies. If you're joining in the group build and require some M4H decals, I am getting some soon. Let me know on here if you want some. Yeah. So in order to send decals to Australia, you need to get in touch either with Duke, who's organising the Australian side of it, or get in touch with Malcolm directly, and they have to work out the postage and things. So it's better if you get in touch with Duke, and then Duke can disseminate them. Whatever it's called.
Oh, happened there. Oh,
Dave says, I was at Scale Model World 2025 in Netherlands this weekend. They had a Harrier with the Schwarzenegger movie scene. So cool. You got that, haven't you,
Probably
Gary?
Martin Drayton's.
Yeah, I've got the figures for it for the 148th Boomer Harrier. Yeah.
Kevin Trainer says, good day, everyone.
hello.
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 JT says, Mikey and Tim in Mexican wrestling mask. Let's get ready to rumble. No, sir. The Flying Dutchman says, Arnie in the cockpit and his daughter on the nose, the terrorist hanging on the sidewinder. Yeah.
You're fired.
Patrick Clark's confirming he'll like some M4H decals. Duke. I'll get involved in that as well. I'll happily reimburse the postage. GM says, I heard Shelby called Timmer the Timinator. That's a catchy call sign. Very usable, I think. Haha. Timinator. Jim says, JT, haha, that sounds really funny to me. Duke says, no worries, Patrick and John. JT says, I could see Mikey and Timmer in Kiss makeup. Oh,
I think you're getting some very strange fantasies now, JT.
Yeah.
by Kiss
Cool, space
makeup,
one.
he means just lipstick.
I'm glad I got to see them before Spaceman died.
Oh, you saw them live?
Yes, in 2015. Download Festival.
Good on you.
Never really got into their music. Jim says, JT, Mikey would have a problem fitting the mask over the beard. Yeah, that's why I don't bother wearing a mask when I'm spraying. The beard
There's plenty of luchadors with beards and stuff. You just get one of the masks that don't cover your chin.
Yeah.
I love Lucha Libre. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. What, Lucha Libre?
Yeah, Mexican wrestling.
No, is that what it's called? Okay.
Yeah, Lucha.
Lucha.
Yeah, JT says, lol, Jim, I'm thinking of the villain in Despicable Me 2. B14.
Where the hell does it go? Well, I don't know where it goes, but it's going there.
Which, yeah, that'll do. That's where I put it. I don't know. No idea.
You sort of screaming at me.
It's a floaty thing. Oh, we got your live tomorrow, haven't we, Gary?
Yes, we have. We have indeed. Woohoo, indeed. I've got the mystery box from Nick.
Excellent.
Oh.
For some reason, my hands are not doing what I want them to today. I'm wondering if my sugars are low because I'm shaking.
I think so. Yesterday on the Models for Heroes Live, I had probably one of my finest moments and one of my worst moments, both at the same time. So what I managed to do is mansplain to any women watching what mansplaining was.
Oh, I'm sure that went down well.
Wow. Dude.
That's pretty funny.
Double woke. My God.
One of the modelers on Models for Heroes, one of the volunteers, made a diorama of it's a tractor. In fact, I'll pull up the picture. I'll go through the video, see if I can find a picture of it. But basically, it's a group of women about to dunk a man upside down in a puddle of water because he was mansplaining engineering to them. And I just thought that it's a really good diorama. I just thought, yeah, let's take this one step further. So I crashed and burnt as I sort of ran through the finish line, but sort of like tripped and stumbling and all that sort of stuff going through it. And I'm just going, what? This will either go down well or it won't go down at all. Fortunately, I got through it.
I've got a hot take. I don't think mansplaining's really a thing. I think dudes just get excited to talk about something that they actually know something about. I don't think it's like on purpose.
Yeah. I haven't met anyone who thinks women are stupid. I mean, obviously, working with them in defense, fixing planes and stuff, they were some of the best technicians I've ever worked with. Like, no word of a lie.
Yeah.
I'd rather work with women than the men. I think it's all a bit, that in a lot of ways, I think it's a courtesy they're trying to help. It just, some people will take it and be offended and it's all right, nothing happened.
Yeah, because I'll explain how systems on ships work to any dude unfortunate enough to be in the vicinity. It's like a thought comes into my head about how something works. I just have to tell someone because I like rambling about that shit.
Of course. Found it straight away. And then I moved
JT
on.
says, whatever that medication is that you're taking, please stop or don't take as much. Okay. JT says, El Macho. Duke, I saw them twice, just awesome. Wasn't Ace, though, it was Bruce. JT says, Julian. Nick says, clues will arrive later today. Excellent.
Excellent, thank you.
So that's that model diorama I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's funny.
Looks like an initiation ceremony.
It's good, isn't it?
Excuse me.
The Julian says, note to self, must ask Shelby if submarines count as floaty things or sinky things. Well, they're neither really, because they're negative buoyant, aren't they? When they're going level.
No, they're boats. They're called boats.
Yeah. JT says, Julian, hopefully not fally things. Or neutral buoyancy, even, not negative buoyancy. Negative buoyancy is when they're going down. Neutral is when they're going level. And then positive is when they're going up. Julian says...
They're like anything. Like they're perfectly buoyant. It's just they're designed to be able to flood ballast tanks and be able to go underwater without... Like, it's just that they're watertight. That's literally it.
Yeah. Julian says, Nod, you mansplaining and you're still alive.
Yes. Seldom lives to tell the tale.
Joe says, open a Tamir T34 76135. Saturday morning before all the college football games. What a great kit. So far, my all-time favorite. GM says, Julian, stealthy things maybe. JT, Timmy, funny how a ship is a system of systems. It is.
Right, Willow, what are you doing?
I think.
Oh.
Boom, 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 boom. Alrighty.
G10 and G11. Jeez, nearly lost that.
Oh dear, that was a lot of pain.
Did you go a bit OTT?
No, I think the nozzle was a bit blocked, so there's just a bunch of paint in my palette now. It's fine. Shall be fine.
Speaking of the college football, it's just a segue to talk about the NFL. But the Patriots are back to being good, and the Jets are back to absolutely sucking. So everything's back the way it should be in the AFC.
The natural order has been restored, has it?
Yeah, I was a little worried, after Brady left for Tampa, that the Pats were going to be, subjected to the same sort of purgatory the Jets have been for the last, lifetime.
Uh-huh.
Because my mate's a Jets fan, but
Okay.
thankfully, Drake May seems to be our dude, and Coach Vrabel's killing it. So
Excellent.
win-win.
It's funny how football seems to be good when certain teams are at their usual best, rather than these strange franchises. And hell plays out of here, and they were just put there because someone owns them and they didn't want to get on a jet to go see them play. Some of the proper old school original teams, almost, you think when they're playing well, then football's good. Football's in a good state.
Yeah.
So get off your backsides, Bears, and get some work done. Your sport needs you.
Yeah. No one wants to get excited for a Cleveland Browns game,
No. Not even in Cleveland, to be honest.
There's that poor bloke that wears a Browns jersey that has the nameplate of every failed quarterback that they've had play for him.
Oh, no.
His back is almost full. It's insane.
Wow.
Gem says, Julian, stealthy things maybe. Yeah. JT says, Timmy, funny how a ship is a system of systems. Just read that one. JT says, Joe, I love that kit. Jim says, nice kit, Joe. Julian says, Mikey, I know all about negative buoyancy. Example A, moi. My impression of a boat anchor is famous.
Excellent.
PT says, Irish guy was dragging a chain behind him. Cops asked him why he was dragging the chain. He replied, ever tried pushing one? Julian says, Paul, I didn't realize JT was contagious. It's a bit harsh. Jim says, Joe, I have almost every T-34 variant produced between 1940 and 1944, looking for the Dragon Models 1940 version. I want to do it. Oh, I might do a Russian tank at some point soon. So I've got a 1/24th scale T4, the one that's it, T-34 76. I've got the 1/24th version of it. And I've also got a T-14 Armata as well, the TACOM one, which is pretty cool. Joe says, and Dallas destroys Washington. That sounds like a porn film. Joe says, nice JT. TBG says, hi, everyone. Hello, TBG.
TBG.
JT says, and Penn State lost after firing Coach Franklin. Jim says, Tim, it's a long season, Tim. A lot it has yet to play out. I personally enjoy hearing Patriots fans cry when their team fails. I love it. Sounds like someone evil, doesn't it? I love to hear them cry.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much us. Like, the Patriots have been the dynasty for the last 20 something years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ozzy says, afternoon, James. Joe says, JT, I know from number 2 ranking to this. TBG says, hi, Ian. Joe says, Timmy, they get rid of Mayfield and look at him now. Yeah. He's sat at home with his architect, apparently.
No.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
No, Baker Mayfield had some good advice.
Oh, I'd never bake him. That's just cruel. Wouldn't stick him in an oven.
Well, he does look like a potato.
Yeah. He gave the advice that if you want to be a good NFL quarterback, get out of Cleveland, which is pretty funny.
Jim says, Jim, there are a couple of Dragon Model T-34s on eBay in the UK. Hopefully the US one too. TBG says, a Soviet Union T-62 perhaps.
Oh, still funny.
I do want to do a Russian tank. Because unlike John, I don't have hang-ups about that sort of thing.
No, I don't anymore. It's just a one-off, And I've built a Russian thing since, so no, it's all good. And I've even built an American thing since, so I'm cured.
Good.
Until the end of the stream, when we go offline.
Oh no, I've got nothing to say about that.
Why don't I believe that?
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Are you calling Gary a monkey? How dare you? He's never arrested anyone. Again, neither did the monkeys.
Hey, we're not monkey. Moving on. I'm not allowed to sing, am I?
No. No, the monkeys are a nickname for the Royal Military Police.
You see, all right, yeah. Nah, didn't understand that. I think I've been told that before. Something about, I don't know, Gibraltar, I think.
That was the Rock Apes, so RAF Regiment. So, yeah, Gary's a Rock Ape.
I love
He's
that
not a
bit.
monkey.
But I will point out it's nothing to do with the Rock of Gibraltar.
Is that right? Okay.
It was due to some an early deployment, I believe in Aden or something like that in the desert. And the local officers had a habit of going to shoot at the rock baboons that were there, and they very nearly opened fire on some of the newly fledged RAF instead. And when it came to the mess later, someone said, "You really ought not to shoot at my chaps." He said, "I can't help it. They look just like those damned rock apes." That's
Love
stuff. So it comes from a very near instance of friendly fire, which is always joy to celebrate.
Yeah.
That's usually an American thing, isn't it? Friendly fire.
Yeah.
Although I'm not so sure what's friendly about it yet, but nobody ever told me.
Yeah. Well, that's the saying, right? Friendly fire isn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Julie says, I love the sound of crying in the morning. It's the sound of Patriots fans. Jim says, Tim, not a bit of cheating, rules bending committed by Coach Belichick during the Great Dynasty. No, not at all.
Hey, they don't ask how, they ask how many.
PT says, couple driving along, wife says, see that drunk guy staggering across the road? Before I met you, he asked me to marry him. I said no. Hubby said, looks like he is still celebrating.
Oh.
TBG
Yeah.
says, so Waitrose is a sumo wrestling rock ape or bear? Yeah, rock ape.
Well, interestingly, one of the guys going into the last day on 4 wins and no losses, his nickname was Flying Monkey.
He was a lot of fun to watch.
He's an excellent, and considering he's a long way below the other guys, the Yokozuna, he's in Magashila. He's quite a way down them, and he's taking on much, much higher ranked fighters and beating the bejesus out of them. It's excellent. Very, very popular.
Very good.
GM says, an early Learjet 24D for sale, fully stripped down, will be a total rebuild back to airworthy. Be just like a really big kit build. Fun getting all the parts into shipping containers in this heat.
Oh, yeah.
29 people watching. Don't forget to lube and subscribe.
I remember, like, we stored a bit of equipment in shipping containers when we were in the desert, and they're all sealed up, absolutely no ventilation and all that good gear. To retrieve this stuff, we'd have to send, like, out a team of 7 people. We'd all have to take it in turns and grab them 2 boxes at a time, because if you went back in twice, people would just faint.
Yeah.
With stifling heat and a lack of, well, there was air in there, but I've got to say, it was
Stay
like
away.
it would have been 60 degrees. It was so hot.
Yeah, see, in the army, we just got told, get back in there, you idiot.
We just looked after people.
Get out of the kiln.
Well, Holiday Inns will do that.
I've had a lot of people get in touch about the Sea Venom I built last week, the 132nd Seal Matchbox Sea Venom, saying, wouldn't it be nice if there was a new one, a modern one that was really good?
Yeah.
So I pinged off a note to Will at DBMK, who are doing these things, and said, about this, just saying, had this, and he says, hi Gary, I've got one of those in the stash as well. It's on our list. So they will be at some point making a new 132nd scale Sea Venom. Isn't that fab?
Edward, yesterday we were asking which model would you like Edward to release? And let's see. I'm not sure how many comments I've had, but my suggestion was a 148 scale Royal Aircraft Factory BE2C.
Ooh.
Which is, as far as I can tell, not available in anything other than 72nd scale from the 60s.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. You do like rigging.
I do like rigging.
JT says, Gary, I would be leery of such an undertaking. PT says, once you start dressing for comfort, there's no going back. Absolutely. TBG, Jim's laughing at TBG. JT says, when did Colonel George Taylor realize his space mission was a really bad idea? Wow, we're an hour in already.
What? Thought I'd have this done by now.
Oh my goodness, we've only got 17 likes.
Yeah.
10 of you haven't lubed.
Well.
You've gone in dry. Naughty.
Well, you'd have 16 because usually I don't, because I just go live. I don't see it on YouTube, as you understand. But I did put in a like before it started. So you've only got 16 likes, and I blame you.
Yeah, probably. JT says he did get Nova. And Dave says thumbs up. Oh, sorry, I'm going to have to grab my sandwich because sugar's getting low. I'm starting to get dizzy.
Okay. 64. 30.
I'm not going to paint his face mask. I've decided.
Can we zoom in on Tim for a moment? We're an hour in. I'd just like to see any changes you've made. Oh, okay. So back to basics, as you say.
Yeah, so I've just lightened the red up and just laying in some kind of black grey, and then just putting the first coat on the shoulder pads. The trim of these will be black as well, so I don't worry about being neat on the shoulder pads. But yeah, I'm just about to get a crimson wash to put into the recesses while the shoulder pads are drying. But yeah.
Nice.
Is my flesh tearers red? I could go straight in with a crimson. No, I'll use flesh tearers red. Yeah.
Jem says, John M., yes, indeed, the heat inside the containers was 70 degrees C. We had fans running, but it's still blistering hot. Brown snakes were hiding in the parts.
Yeah.
PT says, you're an atheist until you clog someone else's toilet. JT says, I just realised that majority of the cast of Planet of the Apes are dead. Okay.
It's pretty good, though, I must admit. Like, for us to be a live stream that people can watch and they get reminded of a room full of apes.
Yeah, Gary. Hey, Gary's more of a PG tips ape type of ape.
PG tips, do me a favour, please. It comes from Fortnum, it's not PG. Law sweepings.
Joe says, speaking of mansplaining, wife was at a baby shower and apparently I was voted best brother-in-law because I don't mansplain. Why? Because I don't know it. Jem says, PT, one of the guys was bitten by a brown snake. Prayers are rapid when that happens.
Yeah,
they're out and about at the moment.
they sure are.
Yes, another reason to not go to a country where everything wants to kill you. JT says, Holden Wrexham boiling diesel, steam at 45 degrees. Okay. Cool. Right.
18.
C60. Wait a minute. SG.
Yeah. I really should be thinning this and letting it run into the recesses, but I'm trying to go quick.
JT says, how are the railroads in the Falklands? Not bad. There are no railroads in the Falklands.
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't last time I was there. Julian says, Midnight Oil lyrics-ish. I don't think there's an area flat enough for a train in the Falklands. JT says, yes, sir. Wherever you want to go and camp, you're walking uphill, which is weird.
I mean, it would be like you have to get one of those Alpine ones in that's got a permanent snowplow fitting.
Yeah. Here's a question for you, Gary. Which moron decided to paint all the boulders that mark the edge of the road?
Yes.
What moron decided to paint all them white in the Falklands?
It was probably...
It had to be RAF.
It was probably someone who had a lot of white paint lying around, a lot of whitewash, and a load of guys on jankers and nothing else to do. Saying, see that? If the old thing, if it moves, salute it. If it don't move, paint it white.
Yeah.
Off you go. Report back after lunch.
We had to repair a fair few vehicles because when they had the snowstorms come in, they didn't see the boulders and went straight into them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's just, you've got to make things a challenge, haven't you, really?
Oh, yeah.
So the point of being in the military, it's a challenge.
Yeah, you're not there for a holiday.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. But it'd be nice to actually finish work before everything else closes, including the canteen.
Including the summer.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a REMI workshop that doesn't whinge, but here we are.
Here we are.
It'd be nice to have RAF and Navy drivers that knew how to drive.
Not a lot of roads out on the ocean, mate.
And RAF drivers are pilots, so they don't care about rocks.
Unless
Well, they can go up and down as well as along.
Fuck, you dug that hole for yourself, Mikey. No wonder you had to paint rocks.
I never painted a rock in my life.
Too busy licking them.
This wasn't getting done by him.
Yeah, I'll just keep coming after you.
So, tell us, Tim, why did you choose a service where you get rear-ended?
Because I'm lazy and I'm a team player. I was what's known as a comfort boy.
His nickname was Roger.
Oh, well.
That's funny.
Jimmy says, thought so, JT. I love that group. Hope people aren't sheepish. No.
Ooh.
JT says, love that song too. TBG says, probably the RAF. Yes. It had to be. June says, got that in Barry too, Mikey. Whether going to Tesco's or back home, both ways feel uphill. Gravity is broken here, big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt says, found out recently Benny Hill was in the REMI. Yeah. So was Arthur Lowe, actually. The guy who played Captain Mannering. He was a REMI officer.
All right. 2 more ships, boats.
Alrighty.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
JT says REMI. Yeah, Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers.
And the Australian version is RAMI.
Yeah.
Yes. Royal Australian Electrical Mechanical Engineers.
Royal Australian Easy Money Earners.
That's your grandfather you're talking about there, Timbo,
And my dad.
and your dad.
TVG says it'll be the dwarfish mines that dug up Balrog and something worse like Julian. Diggy, diggy hole, diggy hole. Is that what Julian sings at Christmas? I don't like doing these aerials. Julian says, pilot's paratrooper. Why do you jump out of a perfectly good working aircraft? Power replied, if you ever make one, we won't jump out of it. Whenever you go onto a train area, you go into the bogs and you generally find all the scribblings on walls. Somewhere on the walls, you'd find one that's like para in the sky, living proof that shit can fly. Guarantee on almost every training area somebody's written that on their toilets. JT says,
to jump out of an aeroplane, frankly. I mean, you know, the most dangerous part of any flight is the landing, as any aviator will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And what piece of safety equipment do they give you in aeroplanes? A parachute. Not difficult. I've been on some of the bloody landings I've had with some of these drivers. I won't call them pilots. Then, you know, you'll be glad to get off halfway through. I'll go home for the final act. Thank you very much, driver.
Yeah, tactical landings are always fun.
Well, yeah. I
Tactical
tend to
nose
refer to them as the rivals rather than landings. I mean, landings has a certain dignity to it. Whereas
Yeah.
a rival is a matter of fact, and you've managed to dodge the worst excesses of Isaac Newton.
This isn't flying, it's falling with style.
Yeah.
A tactical descent in Hercules. Woohoo! That's always fun.
My favourite was tobogganing to get refueled from a Victor. That's just mental. Absolutely bonkers. That's a lot of fun. If you're of a weird mind, it's a lot of fun. A lot of the guys actually were more scared of that than they were about jumping out of the plane and getting shot at. Which is understandable.
Yeah.
Okay, I've lost a piece. Never mind. JT says, glory, glory, what a hell of a way to die. Yeah. Fall into the atmosphere when you don't know how to fly. PT says, my Uncle Howard was in the REMI, then was an RSM in the MPs in Cologne. Wow. Regimental Sergeant Major.
What's that?
AKA God.
Mm-hmm.
JT says, coming in low is what you have to do in order to land.
You say that, Maria, and the number of times you've been driving around the M25 near Heathrow, see a plane on final approach to Heathrow Airport that is next to the motorway, the number of times she said, God, he's flying low, isn't he? Well, yeah. That's the whole landing thing in a nutshell. It's flying very, very low.
Well, of course, there is the exception of places like Nepal as well, for the Everest Airport.
She's been up there. She's been there with the places where they have to clear the cows off the landing strip before they can land and things like that. She's done all of that.
GM says there wouldn't be any parachute users if airplanes didn't exist. They would, because they used to have them in balloons. They used to parachute out observation balloons in World War I. Julian says, No, at Christmas I sing We Three Kings of Orient are, one in the gutter, one in the bar, one in the jail he hopes to make bail, so they can follow the star. That's the first verse. There we go.
Yeah, I don't think we need to know the rest of the verses. Thank you there, Julian.
No. Julian says tactical
not good.
landing. Tactical landing equals controlled flight into terrain. Yes.
Yeah.
TVG says the Dakota has the hamburger door for the pilots to bail out. Hopefully, if the engine on that side wasn't running, if it was, there'd be a hamburger.
Hmm.
Yeah. JT says Nepal 1,500-foot landing strip pitched 15 degrees. Yeah. On the side of a mountain.
It's a very good Bob Newhart sketch about a budget airline flying to Hawaii from the mainland in an old DC-3 or something. It's a very, very funny sketch. He does. So anyone got any questions? Sorry, sir, you're at the back. I can't hear you above the roar of the engines. Oh, it's okay. Let's stop. Now I can hear you, sir. What can I do? It's just really funny. It's just so good. The way he delivers it is so cool. Very funny man, Bob Newhart.
It was.
C12. Pardon me.
Oh no, I reckon we would have developed parachutes even without aircraft.
Well, they
I
were
think
testing them in Victorian times, weren't they?
Well, as long as there's been cliffs, I think humans have tried to jump off them safely.
I'm so glad you said cliffs then. I heard that wrong.
Oh, down in the gutter again. Monkey.
Yes.
There's a film of that guy jumping off the Eiffel Tower, isn't there? Unfortunately, to his death, with what he laughingly thought was a parachute. Was that pre-Wright brothers or that? So it's a very old movie of it. So
Yeah.
it's in 1880s, 1890s or something. But it wasn't for, as far as I'm aware, for aviators. As you say, it's just because he wanted to fly.
Yeah.
And thought that was the way to do it.
Yeah, they used to try and do it test it off the Eiffel Tower, didn't they?
Mm.
And if it didn't work, they just fell to their deaths.
Yeah.
Well, what's the alternative? Continue being French.
Well, base jumping is now called.
Sorry. Sorry to any French people out there.
JT says, Julian, we'll be shoveling coal with me for eternity. We'll be hellmates. Come hell or high roller. GM says, Mike, yes, I know, but no balloons over the trenches. They'd be shot to bits. They weren't that far behind the lines, the observation balloon.
They were shot at.
Yeah. Well, they did quite regularly get shot at. They got shot at by the tanks and everything, didn't they?
Well, had high angle mounts on the artillery pieces and things like that from, didn't they?
Yeah. And then if the balloon got attacked and they need to make a rapid descent, they just jumped out and pulled the parachute.
Mm.
TBG says, no, Julian is in purgatory, building starter sets. PT, what do you call a dwarf who works on the underground? A metronome?
Oh.
JT, TBG written in Klingon. TBG, Kapla JT.
Kapla.
Junior says, since you asked so nicely, Commander Evans, the second and last verse, oh, are you sober? Can you drive? I look at you and I see 5. We'll call that a no. It's going to snow. Taxi, follow that star. There we go.
Fair enough.
And I think Julian has more than lost the plot.
It's way too early for Christmas themed songs.
Hey, it's less than 70 days.
Yeah, but it hasn't even been Halloween yet. So
Yes, and the sooner that's over and done with, the better.
hey,
It's annoying. You get people knocking on your door.
That's why I turn off all my lights. Pretend I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't want to be knocking on my door because it, the glass. Although that's getting replaced on Thursday.
There's an advertising poster on the Underground I saw yesterday. It says Hobgoblin Ale, the official beer of staying in and pretending you're not there on Halloween.
Nice.
I quite like Hobgoblin beer.
Yeah.
I've got a bottle of Guinness for tomorrow. Yay.
I've still got a bottle of Japanese beer from yesterday.
Ooh.
Because when I got
Asahi?
home, yes, Masahi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Asahi's great.
They didn't have any Sapporo in the supermarket, but Asahi they did in the nice bottles. Because I got a few of those because Maria went out to a party last night, a birthday party or something last night. And so I said, right, that's me. I'll get some Japanese food and I'll get some Japanese beer and I'm going to watch all the sumo. So I did. I was happy.
Yeah, Japanese beer is really popular here. Like Asahi is one of the best-selling beers at our local.
That's
Yeah.
nice beer.
Because they own all the Australian breweries.
Well, yeah. On the
Not all of them. Sorry, the big ones like Carlton United and West End. Yeah.
when we were in the hall, there are things where you can get food and drink and all that and get it delivered to you. But there's like a £15 minimum order or something. So this complete stranger, there's a really nice guy called Luke we were chatting to for a long time, said, look, I really need some water or some Coke or something. Can I buy you a beer to bring up the price? Yeah, absolutely. That would be really cool. And he showed me the list of things you could buy. And one of them was a bottle of Japanese whiskey for a mere £700.
Wow.
£100.
So you bought it?
Well, I was going to say, well, if you really need to make over 15, that's a good way to do it. But no, I thought best not. And added to which, I did actually have to drive when I got off the train at the other end. So.
Oh, that's a real reason, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the real reason I didn't do that too. No, this fellow though saying, I really need to have some water and something. He didn't even drink himself, alcohol himself, but just said, no. It was a fellow proper sort of aficionado of the sumo, and we had a good old natter. He's a chef in Brighton, and he actually closed his kitchen for the night so he could come up to London. So he took that hit of the income for the night. He's the owner, just so he could watch sumo. I thought that's dedication.
It is. All right. Well, that is my ship complete. It's got all the bits and bobs on it, except for the ship's boats, which I'll leave off until I paint the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've just put some what do I call it, plastic putty around the seam there, but I'll leave that until next week. I'll start painting this next week. I'll just leave this aside, but that's the build complete as far as I'm concerned. Except for the stand, which I'll do right now.
Cool. GM says, TBG, the Small Dawn DC-3 was for loading mail when it was in civilian use. There we go. JT says, refried beans for eternity and a line for the bathroom. Junior says, plot, there's a plot. Did I miss the memo? TBG says, still, you've got a new type of tet going, drying to sniff, Julian. Okay. Dutch Dave says, it's even more annoying when people start celebrating Halloween not being your national tradition, as you already had St. Martin's. I don't know what St. Martin's is. I know Halloween was originally a British thing anyway, and then it got adopted by the Americans.
Sam Hain, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and it wasn't co-opted. It would have come across with the Puritans and stuff.
Yeah, it did. All Hallows Eve, Irish.
Yeah.
And you wear masks so the bad spirits can't find you.
Yeah. JT says, don't you want to smack some people who bang on the bathroom door just after you closed it? Well, it's the ones that don't bother to look at the occupied indicator. They just walk up and try the handle.
I was pretty thankful for people that bang on stall doors when I was passed out at the Frankston nightclub when I was going through my training.
Yeah.
I fell asleep on the floor.
So
sounds
classic,
grim.
Frankston.
Yeah, Frankanistan.
Frankston. Yeah.
GM says, JT, you have some strange ideas about hell. Better read up the Book of Revelation. It tells you what to expect if you go there. JT says, Dante gave me some ideas. TVG says, Waitrose Drive. He has the chauffeur to do that.
I gave him the afternoon off and evening off.
Yeah.
I'm a considerate boss. Harsh but fair.
Yes. You get whipped, but you get a night off afterwards.
Absolutely. We've got to recover.
Yeah. JT says, John, stand in the place where you are. And St. Martin's is a German holiday, I think. Dutch Dave says, St. Martin's on the 11th of the 11th is where kids make a lantern, go into the night, ring the door, and sing songs for candy. But no dressing up like a bleeding mummy. There we go. I don't know.
I did see a short on Facebook, I think the other day, Bron showed me. So it was an American mum, and she was saying, yeah, we never stay home for Halloween. We don't want, to be associated with any of that. So we'll make up some gift bags for all the little kiddies anyway. So the little sort of like candy things that say Jesus on them and everything, little cookies in the shape of crosses. I'm just like, oh, really? Just don't, People just want to have fun. Just let them be.
Where is my blue tank?
Doom, doom, doom.
I do a similar thing on Halloween, except I stay outside with a cudgel. I beat Christ into the kids.
See, one thing that's always bothered me about it is parents spend 364 days a year telling the kids not to take candy from strangers. And then on the 365th day, they tell them to go to random people's houses and knock on the door and ask for candy.
Yeah.
Demand.
No, it's normally like where I live and where I lived in Sydney. There's a lot of young families and stuff. So normally they just plan it out and send out flyers and stuff. So it's like, yeah, if you want to participate or whatever, just leave your outside light on and
leave your red light.
Yeah, generally like the sun's still up. It's just like little kids with their parents going around, and stuff. But yeah, we don't have like the whole unchecked kids and all that stuff. It's normally just a fun time for little kids to dress up as princesses and vampires and things like that. And
I did get a laugh last year because it was one of the kids around here was dressed up in the scariest costume they could think of, which is the Aussie break dancer from the Olympics.
Reagan,
yeah,
that's pretty funny.
What is the point of these little G4 pieces, John?
Sorry, what number? G4 where?
In step 50-ish.
50-ish?
Yeah. 51.
Okay, now I've got a different kit to yours.
Ah.
Can we zoom in on yours?
Yes, we can. if I don't knock and break everything.
And what part number are they?
G4.
Okay, so yeah, my sprues are B and C. So I don't know. G4, those bits.
Yeah.
What they do is swing out. They're anti-mine nets.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not really important then.
Well, it's up to you.
Thing is, there's no way of telling how far apart they're supposed to be and things, because there's no markings on the hull. Except for the ones I put in there by getting gluey fingerprints on. JT says, I want candy. Joe says, wasn't she a Kiwi?
No.
JT says,
Wish she
I
was.
so wanted a clicker in church, ADHD, and being in church. I now understand how Damien felt. Joe says, bow, wow, wow. Dutch Dave says, I think Halloween is fine, but don't import it to replace something you already had. For dressing up, we have Carnival in February.
Yeah.
I just think it's a load of BS.
Well, you know, I'm not really into it, but like our kids think it's BS. That's what I think is the biggest takeaway. Like we've never discouraged it. It's just they just made up their own mind.
Yeah.
It's not an Australian thing, but it is catching on. People are getting more into it with decorations and stuff now, but it's only because places like Costco and stuff sell them.
Yeah.
But Bunnings has a whole section of it now with, like, you know, the big well, they're not animatronics, but the big movable sort of werewolves and stuff like that. But yeah.
JT says Little Bow Wow was from New Zealand. Jim says St. Martin's Airport in the Bahamas is a fun place to land and take off. The runway starts at the beach, a mountain at the other end. People stand behind the big jets as the engines power up.
That one, I've seen the footage. Yeah, it's amazing.
Not for long, they don't.
JT says, I knew 1980s music genre, Reagan. PT says, Halloween is pretty big here in the West.
It's growing
says,
all the time.
G4, you sank my battleship. JT, sadly, John Hinckley tried to shoot the sheriff to get a date with Jodie Foster. Well, but he didn't shoot the deputy. JT says, then the parents eat your best candy and leave you with the candy you hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I'm going to put this aside for the last half hour and work on the
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, G4. It looks boring.
instruments for the tornado. So, huzzah.
JT said, oh, I've just pressed that one. JT says, Mikey was the deputy George Bush. I don't know. It's Bob Marley song, isn't it? I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot no deputy. C57 and C7. Jim says, JT, if Little Bow Wow was from New Zealand, shouldn't he be showing us Little Baba? C57. There it is.
I shot the sheriff in my head. Could be worse. Could be anything by Taylor Bloody Swift.
You can only say that now because Mr. Morris isn't here.
Never stopped me before.
What's your problem with Taylor?
She's crap.
I've not. She's got lots of albums, lots of songs. Musically bland. Like there's not.
She's
Trying
not
to
even that
remember.
good a guitar player.
Hey, I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
It's just nothing that I find memorable. You know, I'm not saying, yeah, other people are into it and all that sort of stuff, but really? I just think the hype is a little bit over the top.
Yeah. I've got to say I agree. Even though I know it'll upset Mr. Morris, I agree. Come on. Nearly. JT says, how about Mike Myers doing Michael Myers? Jim says, my dad loved the licorice jelly beans. Oops. JT, sorry if the parents eating your candy was a trauma of Halloween. Not really. Like I said, I was never really interested in Halloween, even as a kid. GM says, La Paz Airport in Bolivia is unique for being about 14,500 feet above sea level. It's 16,000 feet long, and you use every foot of it trying to get airborne. There we go.
Hot and high.
Joe says, I'm not into Taylor either, but she's a billionaire, and we're here. I love being here, though.
And we are here.
Yeah. I heard the devil pays his own well. Dutch Dave says, agreed, John. The only song a bit of fun is Shake It Off, rest is meh.
So, okay, that's no word of a lie. The only Taylor Swift song that I know. People can name them. I can't. Oh, that one, or whatever. I'd have to hear it. No, just sort of, nah. But, as I say, I have only myself to blame.
To me, she looks like a praying mantis.
Well, no, I'm not going to be that disparaging.
I am.
It's only because, unlike me, you're not in with a chance.
It's unlike you, I don't give a shit. Right. An Anchor B7 B15. Joe says he hates the black licorice. It's a good laxative. JT says, I do have to admit how Nancy Reagan was so cool. I loved her stoic bearing when Ronnie died.
Yeah.
Joe says, I'm telling Mr. Morris and Benji Mikey. You can tell him he knows. It's fine. Why does that keep clicking without me clicking it? Strange.
Oh, back in a mo.
Where the hell does that anchor hang off?
Okay.
The stern anchor. Nope. Oh, come on, brain. Right. So the anchors just hang off the back. Yep, apparently so. JT says Nancy Reagan christened the USS Ronald Reagan. And Jim says, Joe, we happily gave up the licorice jelly beans to Dad. And all candy has an even 50-50 split with my parents, but not my brother or sister.
Oh no! Oh, there we are. But I lost my scissors.
Don't lose them. Get off, you son.
Righto.
There you go. JT says, parents ate my favourites and I got the lame candy. I did not like candy corn. Jeff says, my wife has been rehearsing a song for Taylor's wedding, a song first sung by Petrel Clark. Taylor was shocked by how well she sings any songs of hers. There we go. JT says, too sweet.
Petulia Clark, I'd imagine.
Yeah, probably. It says he spelt it Petrol Park. JT says, Gary, downtown, everything's waiting for you.
Yeah. That's a good song. See, a memorable song.
So,
My Earthshade. Why do I keep putting my paints in the wrong places? Ah, there it is.
no, Tim.
It's a struggle being me, mate. Tell you what.
Yeah, that's what Katie told us, yeah.
Eat your heart out, Hebrews. No one's
not
had
a
it
struggle
worse
being
in the
married
history
to
of mankind.
History of the World Part 2. Have you watched that new series of History of the World, Tim? The one on Netflix?
No. Is it Mel Brooks?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
He's not in it. He introduces it, and it's all like his script and stuff like that. There's scenes where it's got the Soviet proletariat and stuff like that, and one of the guys is he's you know, one thing that Mel Brooks is very good at is taking the piss out of the Jewish people because, of course, he is one. So he's allowed to, and they just do it so well. I was just laughing out loud the whole time. I thought it was fantastic. And there's other there's American Civil War scenes, and basically it would go on for the series, the same characters in different situations and stuff. I thought it was fantastic. Loved it.
All right, yeah, I'll have to give it a watch.
Oh, for
All right. How long do we have left? 15 minutes. What do I want to do? I might highlight the black.
PT says, Tiff, I like the deck. I like the look of the deck. Jeff says, Petula Clark, spell check again. There you go. And PT says, Petula Clark did some good songs. There we go.
Yeah, that's great.
Another artist I haven't heard of.
Oh, you'd know the song Downtown.
Oh, yeah. Joe says, Timmy, you got a haircut? Looks like you got several hairs cut.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I got to go to a barber who lives down the end of my street on Wednesday. So I went to Just Cuts here in Australia, and they fucked my hair up pretty good. So, that'll teach me to not go to my normal barber.
Yeah. Not a glowing recommendation, though.
No, well, considering I get like the easiest haircut on earth, it's like a number one back and sides, and take some length off the top. Like it's the simplest haircut, and somehow they've given me like a number one on the left side of my head and like a 2 on the right side. So yeah, not super impressed, but I just don't have clippers to fix it up myself.
Yeah. JT says Dusty Springfield was amazing. Joe says, so you only spent 15 Australian dollars instead of the usual 100.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Well, yeah, nowadays to go to like a barber and then, I let him touch my beard. Yeah, that normally runs me like $70 now.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's inflation.
I think it's overpriced if they charge £15.
Yeah. It is a bit. I miss Elio. There's this grumpy old dude at the Ermington shops where I used to live in Sydney. And he's just been there forever. And I'd sit there and then it must be like having a conversation with me because he just like immediately rockets all of his political opinions at you. Which is pretty crazy. Like, he's from the Middle East and he's sitting there and he's like, how about those Russians, man? And it's like, yeah, it's all pretty crazy, right? Because, you don't want to say anything when, he's literally got a razor at your throat.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm trying to gauge, like, what side he's on. And he's like, I'll tell you what, man. If I was in charge, there wouldn't be a Russia. And I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, I'd vote for you, man. We're just trying to keep him happy. But he did do a good haircut for, like, $15. So, funny dude.
PT says, Tim, you should be more level-headed. Jem says, I've met Petula many times in the past. She was very large amounts of songs she never released. I think she's 92 now.
Wow.
JT says, John, were you an INXS fan?
Oh, say that again, please, Mikey.
INXS.
Oh, boy.
Oh, dear. And one more time for the audience, please.
No, because I've never even heard of him.
In excess.
It would be in excess.
Yes. An Australian band. Michael Hutchins was the lead singer, and Gary Beers and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, they had some great songs.
That's why I've never heard of them, because they're Australian.
Oh, come off it, dude. I've heard of them. Christ.
They were very, very popular.
Yeah, they were probably.
Yeah, they broke America.
Yeah, they were as big as U2. When they were.
I don't like you too.
Well, again,
You're
been wrong
aware of their
before.
existence.
In fact, I threw some U2 CDs out the other day. JT says he likes the Seekers. Joe says, in San Diego, I went to a barber college, and everyone, whether you were black, white, Hispanic, or Asian, we all look the same. Sounds like the armed forces. Joe says, Jizu, Mikey. Paul saying, INXS. Yeah. If you write it like an acronym, I'm going to say it like an acronym. Joe says, later after his death, they had a show looking for a new lead singer.
They did, yeah, and they should have really liked Queen. Although I hear their new singer's been good. I've not seen them since Freddie died, but
Would that be Adam Lambert?
Adam Lambert and a couple of others. But I think, Michael Hutchence was irreplaceable. I think as the singer of that band at that time.
Although, Mikey, I will come to your defence very slightly because I've been seeing lots of adverts for this television channel that does a lot of sport, particularly American football over here. And you look at it and it's DAZN.
Yeah.
And I keep, how the hell's that pronounced? Dazing? And you see an advert, the zone, DAZN,
Really?
the zone. No, dudes, really. Come on, just add a vowel or two and give us all a hope. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The zone. Here on DAZN. It's DAZN. Dude.
And yet they have the cheek to say the Welsh don't have vowels.
Yeah.
Well, no good ones.
They have more vowels than the English language. GM says Mikey lives in isolation. He is too young to know any music. No, it's just I like the music I like. I don't like a lot of other stuff.
There'd be at least one INXS song that you're going to say, that's actually pretty bloody good.
Like what?
Some of the ballads are some of the best ballads that have been out in the last, say, I'd go with 50 years.
Never tear us apart. Dun, 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 dun,
That one. That one.
dun, 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 bum, 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 bum.
No
Yeah.
singing.
That's not singing. I was coughing.
Oh, God. Why didn't I try that?
None of the titles look familiar.
Oh, dear.
Like I said before, I don't really give a shit about artist names and song titles and things. If it's on the radio and I like it, then I enjoy it. But I don't need to go digging into every bloody note and name behind it.
Okay.
Then I move on and forget about it. JT says, in the United States Marine Corps, everyone looks the same after the barber. Yeah. Joe says, Mikey, do you know who the Stones and the Beatles are? Oh my God, take a walk outside, man. Yeah. It doesn't mean I like their music.
They are popular beat combos, my lord.
Yeah.
I'm much obliged to my learned friend.
Like I said, I like a lot of music. It's just I don't feel the need to dig into all the information about them.
You'd probably know Need You Tonight if you heard it, because that's played a lot of it. That was big over here.
Yeah.
If you heard it, and the guitar riff on it, you'd know it.
Well, this is the thing. I don't, when it's on the radio, I'm not really paying attention to the title on the screen on the radio. I'm just listening to the music. And I'm only half listening to it. Joe says, yes, JT the barber was Filipino. JT says, hope I didn't put anyone on the spot. I had to type a paper in college, had a vowel movement afterwards. JT says, laugh out loud, Joe. Ooh. PT says, TTFN gents, thanks once more. See you, Anon. See you later, buddy.
Yeah, cheers.
JT says, thanks for cheering me up a bit. You're welcome. Paul Marley says, JT, the Seekers, Judith Durham was one of a kind.
Yeah, she was. And Athel Guy, what is his name? Woodley. No, I'm thinking Lano Woodley. One of the Seekers wrote a song called We Are Australian. I think it's one of the best Australian songs ever written. It's wonderful.
That's because you haven't heard Smoko by the Chats.
The Arseless Chats?
Nah, it's a bogan group of kids called the Chats. It's like, I'm on Smoko. So leave me alone. I'm on Smoko. Yeah, it's great.
Awesome. I'll look that up.
JT says she was a beautiful person.
Yeah, she was.
Ian says, wait till you're 40, Mikey. You'll suddenly like music you didn't like previously. Oh, I'm 37, so I'm not far off. Like I say, I do like a lot of music. It's just I don't particularly care about them.
I think in the future, the music of the future will be so terrible that you'll suddenly find yourself being an INXS fan.
Yeah, like I said, I like a lot of music, but I just don't care enough about it to look into the information and try and remember it.
Okay.
He's still putting up a fight, chat. We got to keep browbeating him until he says sorry.
Not going to happen. John Thompson says, John, I love I Am Australian, the harmony.
Oh, yeah.
Joe says, thanks all. Catch you guys tomorrow. Take care. See you later, buddy. We've got about 2.5 minutes left.
All right. I'll stop there then.
Yep. And, all right.
Yeah. Well, let's see if that. So, that. I'll tell you what. Get in there. It's coming together pretty quickly because, this Quinta Studio stuff is really nice. Yeah. But, once that plonks on, that'd be all right.
Yeah. Joe says they have great videos too. JT says Tiff is a quiet one today.
Sorry, I've been away. I've been on the phone.
JT says nice work, by the way. Every time says the Australian song I know is Waltzing Matilda. Yeah, same here.
Well, there's two different versions of it, so.
No, the Philosopher's Song from Monty Python, much better.
Yeah. He says, I'm going to put some, on after this just to calm down. There we go. He's going to put some old people music on just to calm down.
Old people music.
Ian says, Hobby Time went there. JT says, Slim Dusty. There we go.
As you do.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Pub with
what,
no beer.
that's what I got done.
Let's have a look. Let's zoom in on Tim's pixels. Yep, where it's all pixely.
Ah, bugger.
It was doing so well.
If I just hold it there, is that going to get any better?
No.
Not really.
Ah, that sucks. Ah, well. Yeah, my camera ran out of battery, so I'm having to use a backup webcam. But well.
Yeah.
I'll chuck a photo in the Discord.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
It's better than how it started, though.
Yeah. Bob says typical net drops a few minutes from the end and needs a quick boot. Yeah. Right. That's it for today. Me, John, and Tiff will be back tomorrow from 12 till 2.
Yeah, with that thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've repainted the back of mine. So that's the right place now.
Mikey, I won't be here tomorrow.
Okay,
Remember.
you're not here tomorrow.
Yeah. Did you forget?
Yeah. Like I said, memory's not too great. So
Yeah. No, it's fine.
head's fuzzy. Spent most of this episode feeling dizzy. Yep, so back tomorrow, 12 till 2. Until then, Hulvar for now.
All right.
Bye.
Adios.